This video is to help the novice boat modder swap out a seat. My original seat was this flat seat, and I swapped it out for this bolt seat, which for some people is a lot more comfortable. We will be using very minimal tools and trying to do it as quick as we can. And here are some of the tools and materials I used to complete this project. JB Weld, of course, some sandpaper from a belt sander, our Super 77 to tack down carbon, some Total Boat epoxy resin. It's very similar to a higher end epoxy. You can get it off Amazon for pretty cheap. Some core cell, core material, some double-sided tape, twill weave carbon with a sticky backing, your old Leatherman, a wrench. I have a Dremel. You can often get a Dremel or a rotary tool off Amazon or Harbor Freight for $8 to $15. Measuring tape, good old hacksaw, pair of scissors, and really I didn't use much more. Then I marked the seat and got some JB Weld and some core material, and I'm gonna stick it in place, let it dry overnight. I measured the edge or the center of the seat with a measuring tape, and then I marked it with silver Sharpie, and then I tried to line everything up. These 3-bolt seats from Zav, the right butt cheek is a little shallower than the left, and so they sit a little funny looking. You could shim it up if you want on one side, but I prefer like the actual lowest part to be what's equal. So now I had the seat tacked down with JB Weld, and I put a little wedge in the back using some core cell foam. You can use a piece of wood if you want, but make sure you seal it with like epoxy or something so it doesn't swell. And then I'm cleaning up my mess, which I didn't do quite right last night with the Dremel. And then next I'll put some carbon on there. You can also use double-sided tape to tack the seat in place, or even hot glue. But yeah, I use JB Weld. I just want that extra security. I should have also sanded the surface a little bit before I put the JB Weld down, just to make it stick a little better. Next, I chalked stuff up with some core cell, and I tacked it in place with some multi-purpose adhesive, and I sanded where I'm going to put carbon so it adheres a little better, and taped up more stuff. Now I'm putting the carbon on. I tack it in place with this adhesive, a very, very small amount of it. And the carbon I'm using is a twill weave, which is wraps around stuff better than normal carbon. And this specific stuff has like a backing, some little sticky stuff that makes it so it doesn't come apart as quick. And I think in the past it would stick to stuff too, but it kind of dried out. So that's why I'm using this to tack it in place. Okay, now I have all my carbon tacked in place with the Super 77, and now it's time to mix up mask off the seat, and then mix up a bunch of epoxy and glue her down. I put 2 or 3 layers on the front, 3 layers in the back and 2 layers in the side. It would be better if I did 1 layer at a time, but I just don't have the time to do that. Yeah, so the best way to do it would be 1 layer, wait till it's like tacky, put another layer on, wait till it's tacky, then do a 3rd layer. But yeah, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 at once and hope the epoxy soaks through. And here's the finished project. I probably should jam some JB Weld in there. I'll put the cover on and we should be good to go. I tried to pull it off, or pull all the tape off and everything before it really solidified, so I wouldn't have to do any grinding or sanding, but yeah, she's there. So the seat's now in, but as you can probably see, the right side sits a little higher than the left. And the reason is this doesn't dip as low as this. So maybe what I should have done was shim this side up higher and then put a little filler in this side to make it a little bit more symmetrical.